one, this is amazing. I was clash heads. This is like Chaz Mostyn and Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vandergren in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vandergren in behind. Cowans absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green, green, green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to turn it to twos. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns for 2 and 3? They go round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostyn and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to slip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because Tell you what, Bruce Tannock, Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we get a good run. Dodd's just absolutely thinking, but it is a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRW TV, and welcome into the Warren Brown Tools Viet Supercars series here for round 4 of season 4 of 2024 out at Motorland Aragon. I'm your commentator tonight, Hamish Munro, joined as always by Steve Sinkovic. Sinker, the first time we get to go racing at this circuit in the Supercars, and it is going to be one hell of a test for these 30-odd drivers on track this evening. We should be in for, well, one hell of a way to start round 4.
Going to be the dirty 30? Is there going to be carnage everywhere? Or are we going to see a clean one, mate? That's going to be the big bit. Either way, it's going to be a cracker.
Well, I mean, we've been here previously before with the Super Formula Lights, and it was quite chaotic out there. Slightly different layout being run tonight. They were running the Moto Grand Prix layout, which kind of cuts out the back straight slightly, and then also has this big, long, triple right-hander section cutting down the length of that straight as well. I think at this circuit, though, I did a couple laps the other day. It's tough. It's tough to really find a rhythm, find some lap time as well, and to really get up to the top end of town on your lap time. And we've got super close times already across the whole field. This is going to be a very interesting test. Again, it's the first time it's been put onto our Supercars calendar here in SRW. I believe it might even be the first time it's actually gone onto the officials for Supercars this week. So this is going to be one hell of a test, one hell of a showcase though in the deserts of Spain up in the Aragon area, and I'm so looking forward to this. I mean, we're pretty much at the halfway point, Singer. After this week, we are literally at the dead 50% way of the season for round 5 next week. This is going to be special.
We've just started round 4, so we've got 10 days to get halfway. Okay. Don't scare me that quickly, please.
Well, we're only a couple days away from Halloween, so we'll get as scary as we like. But
what a few extra frights in me, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon.
I'm just waiting for my boy to tell me what costume I'm wearing or something like that. He hasn't asked me yet, but I could just see it happening. Hopefully he'll give this year a miss and I'll be able to do it next year. But will be very, very interesting. My Ninja's up and running, dude. So you've got that going. You've got people in the room already. 15 people already out there. Oh, Mrs. Anderson. Where have you been? We've missed you in the Tuesday nights, or when you have come in, it's fairly quiet. We've got Project 36 Carnage, hi gents. Who's Project 36 again? It's one of the drivers?
It's one of the owners, I believe, of the Project 36 team, which Angus Lawford races for.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Reveal yourself.
JP's out there as well. He's not loving the circuit out in Spain. He doesn't really come across as a person who would enjoy a Spain holiday. Sinker, I feel like JP looks more like he enjoys a caravan holiday up towards Cornwall or something, but he's not enjoying this track, and he's not able to find the rhythm at the moment.
You see what he looks like.
I know,
he goes straight to Amsterdam, mate.
He just goes to the pub. What do you mean? He goes to the Winchester.
To the pub.
Yeah, he goes to the Winchester and waits for it all to blow over.
Actually, he did go to Spain for his holidays, I believe, when he went with the family over the break not too long ago. I do believe that's what he told me. I could be wrong. My memory is a bit like a sieve at the moment. Too much going in and not enough staying in there.
In one ear and out the other, that just seems like a regular day for you, Sinker, at this point. Doesn't feel like it at the moment. It feels like the last 6 months
my wife would probably agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he was in Spain in June. Yeah, you cheeky rascal. Yeah, I was watching him, mate, from the bar. I was there like Bond, and making sure that that Mr. Actually Tom Cruise. No, I don't like him. I'd go the Bond.
Which Bond is your favourite James Bond, Sinker? That's a very important question to ask. A very tough question
I'm lucky to ask Shibby that question. Shibby is a massive Bond fan, man. He knows historical stuff. He knows all about the writer. He knows about everything, mate. The real world stuff, the whole shebang, mate. He's a massive Bond fan. Bond fan for me. Oh, look, it'd have to be the earlier dudes. I really like the earlier guys, but I like all the Bonds, mate. They've all got their different characters about them.
Yeah, they've all got something about them. My personal favourite, and I still believe he didn't get enough films as Bond, was Timothy Dalton. I think he just portrayed the much darker and not sinister, but kind of, I don't know, he felt very menacing as James Bond. I really like his performances, but I like all of them. There's not an actor that's played Bond that I haven't enjoyed when at least
Correct.
one of
Even
their films out of
the
their series.
even the Aussie.
Yeah, he only got to do one movie, of course, but
yeah,
pretty much widely considered one of the best ones. So maybe he didn't get to do enough.
You know what? The thing is, he never had a flop.
Yeah, this is true. Unlike Sir Roger Moore and Sean Connery. But,
yeah.
Boys are ready for qualifying though. This is going to be an
they're
intense
out there
qualifying.
now. They're all popping out. I just saw them all leave the pit. In my bottom screen, I can just see the tail end of them coming. The last one's moving now out of there, but have a look at them. It looks pretty spectacular. Hey, there's no fog. It looks sensational. Look at the colours popping.
I'd be worried if we got fog in the deserts of Spain, Singer, I'm going to be honest. I don't think it gets foggy that often.
Could be a sandstorm.
Maybe a bit of heat haze, a bit of sandstorm out there.
Yeah.
You know, just a random Darude in the middle of the track. It's a deep cut.
I think they need to do when we do like Lime Rock or something, a bit of tumbleweed, flowing across the track.
We wouldn't be able to race there in the Sunday series if we ran Lime Rock. You're not allowed to race there on Sundays.
Why?
It's actually a local law that they do not have any racing on Sundays at Lime Rock, so the track actually.
Wow, there you
races.
go. I wonder if iRacing would close the server.
Oh, imagine. That'd just be way too real world if they were to do that. But cars will be coming around. It's going to be a longer lap sync. I mean, at the top end of town in practice, we saw only a couple of 1 minute 50s. Majorities, on average, were probably in about the 52s, 53s. I know the super fast guys, like Scotty Gamble, are doing 49s, but I don't know if we're going to see that sort of pace out there tonight. Out of these drivers, no one really strikes me in this field who could get a 49 around here. It's very difficult to find that pace and to find that sort of a lap time out of this track. It is incredibly technical, and you can break your rhythm so easily just by one mistake on one corner out of the 16 that they have to traverse around this evening.
It looks pretty spectacular, I must admit, and the V8s do look sensational on there. It gives you get the way the corners are, you can get a really good view of them, like coming down the hills, the S before the back straight. They look sensational coming down that S.
Drivers begin their first qualifying laps. We can see Jamie Davis is at the front of the queue. Not too far behind the Accelerate Sim Racing car, I believe, of Mark Houghton. Nope, it's not Mark Houghton. That's him parked up the side of the road there. Who is Davis in behind? Maybe.
Davis is... Excuse me. A bit of a girly hiccup.
Is there a way to hiccup? Is there a way to hiccup Manly though? I don't think there is. It's Mick Clifton. It's Mick Clifton who he's in behind.
the only Manly hiccup would have to come from a Viking, mate, and no one else.
Surely they are the only ones who could do it.
This one went off the bottom screen by the look of it.
I think it might have been Ben Rook who's just had it off track and he's just towed
Mr.
it back.
Parfit or Ben Brooks, yes.
Yeah.
I've got my camera on the Tasmanian Devil himself.
Good old Brett Taylor.
For a cruise, yeah. Stacey Boyd is on gamble pace as well. He is flying around out there.
As is Jamie Davis. Mick Clifton's on a purple as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Davis on a purple star. Clifton on his second part of it. Boys are doing well out there. They're getting comfortable very quickly.
They are indeed. So we'll see what the lap times look like throughout this session. I mean, they've got 15 minutes, but that's all they've got. It's a sprint round tonight, so they will get cut off at the end of that 15 minutes. So they need to make sure they get a time in.
Mate, what's our format tonight?
It's a sprint round, mate. 20 minutes of racing for a heat, 5-minute warm-up, and then a 45-minute feature where we will see pit stops happening in that second race. Should only be a one-stop affair, but safety cars could come into play in changing that strategy up, as being that it's nearly a 2-minute lap time around here as first time start to come in. You can see that Davis has gone provisional pole.
And it's also a reverse top 10.
Yeah, reverse top 10 in race 2. Now what we might see is, so a safety car lap around here, seeing as it's a 2-minute lap time, roughly, safety car laps are probably going to be around about 3.5 to 4 minutes long. So they could be quite substantial in terms of changing the strategy of the second race. 2 safety car periods, we could go just no stop, just straight to the checkered. As it looks like Angus Lawford is looking to go straight to the top of the timing tower here on this lap. He went top in practice with a 150. Yeah, he's looking quick. He's looking incredibly pacey at the moment, is Angus Lawford.
Someone smoked it up.
Yeah, it might have been Tyler Sheaf, I think it was, as Cowies had contact with Taylor on your screen as well, Sinker. So that'll stop there, qualifying in its tracks for the moment. But Lawford is on for a wicked lap. He's on for a wicked lap here. He's going to go straight to the top if he can get this last corner right. Such a tough run onto the main straight. He's got it done nice and cleanly. Angus Lawford looks to go provisional pole on his first lap as he crosses the line. What's the time? It's a 150.5 from Angus Lawford, putting 9 tenths between him and Jamie Davis in P2 on the road. How about this guy, though? Jeremy Bush. What a revelation he's been thus far, Sinker. He's found some wicked pace and some wicked consistency over the last couple of weeks, and he currently sits in the top 5 in the championship. What a run from this bloke.
Yeah, well, Jake Edwards' first heat's going to go down south very quickly. He's got himself a pit lane start for... yeah, for impeding, I think.
Actually, let me check that my stat was right there on where Bush is.
So he'll get a pit lane start. He'll just have to...
So Bush, actually at the moment, Bush leads the AM Championship by 21 points over Mitch Noble. I do apologise for the incorrect stats there. He would actually find himself in the top 11 cars overall at the moment. Or possibly even in the top 10, actually. He would be in P9 in the championship overall at the moment with Jeremy Bush on his points alone. So he's having a phenomenal run.
Yeah, a few guys are doing really, really well out there, which is good to see. The Joshy King's actually sitting up there at a fairly good pace too.
He's done well to get a 52.9.
He's improving week in, week out. Good to see John Gallen up there. And Brett Taylor in the top 10 as well, which is pretty special.
Yeah, not everyone's been able to set a time as of just yet in this session. But Bush here could quite possibly go top for the AMs and into the top 4. What's the time? It's a 52.1. So he puts 7 tenths between himself and Josh King. I do apologise. But Brandon Levin, where is he on the timing tier at the moment?
Blake Urquhart has got himself a pit lane start as well for instant responsibility.
Okay. It's unfortunate there for Urquhart. He didn't really get much pace out of the car in qualifying anyway. Currently sits P16, but that'll be the end of his qualifying, and he'll have to start from the rear of from the pit lane as he has set a time in this session. Brandon Levin at the moment could be on pace to topple Angus Lawford's time. He's on a purple in the first sector and an orange in the second. He's yet to set a time in this qualifying session as one of the other cars goes off track just near him there.
What's that?
I'm not sure. It was one of the Mustangs. Might have been Brad Mays. Quite possibly. On board now, though, with Levin down the straight. It's a fast run up towards this corner, Sinker. You're dancing this car through this corner, just trying to hug the apex the whole way. He's gone green in the third. I don't know if this is going to be good enough for pole, but it could be good enough to get him inside the top 3, possibly on the front row at this stage. Up to the line for Levin. What's the time look like? It's a 151.8, or 0.3, sorry, for him. That puts him P2. Fastest. That's a great lap.
It's a great lap, but it's still 8 tenths off Angus Lawford.
It is.
He's got a cracker out there.
He has. He's got some wicked pace. He did mention he has raced around here before, so maybe that's given him somewhat of an advantage over the field.
Yeah.
You know, could have put the time
after Sunday night's chat, a lot of the drivers that raced on Sunday night would have been practicing pretty much straight away, and I'd say any of the boys that watch Sunday night were probably doing the same thing.
We've seen Mays already struggling here in qualifying.
Jason Douglas, evening. JP's done his one lap. He's dropping the mic. Bottom screen is Matty Parker at the moment, out there on track. I'm not sure how his times are looking at this point. He's
He's
still
yet to set a time in qualifying, actually.
time, yeah.
As Pav's gone P13 for his first lap in the session. So more and more times are now coming in from these drivers as Pavlovic pulls it up.
Sheep has got a solid lap there.
He hasn't even got one in yet. This is his
No,
first
just
lap.
that then. He had all greens. Oh, that's why it was all green.
Yeah, and it hasn't counted for him either. Will Munro, one of those other drivers yet to set a time, as well as Andrew Rushworth, Jacob Traynor, Mark Houghton, Matty Parker, we mentioned, Martin Lipsky, Andrew Cowan. Craig Healy's not setting a time at the moment. Ben Brook, Blake Fitzpatrick, Brad Mays, Tyler Sheaf, Michael Schroeder, Callan Hodgkinson. Your drivers yet to set times in this session. Matty Parker's gone P11 with that previous time.
Someone else has just got called out for a pit lane start as well. Shibby is on the line there. Shibby, welcome into the chat, and hope the little one's doing well. Big question, Shibby. Who's your favourite James Bond?
Yep. Who is your...
Don't do a paragraph, please.
Fitzpatrick's about to set his first time in qualifying. Where's it put him? Puts him P6 on the road. Quality lap from him at the moment. We've got just under 5 minutes left to run here in qualifying. Sinker, remembering they will get cut off as Lawford's gone faster again, a 150.38. This bloke is hungry. He's hungry to try and get inside the 49s, but he's pulled it up and run out on that lap. In the AMs at the moment, Mitch Noble's now gone P2. Bush is right in front of him, though, in this qualifying. Michael Schroeder's now gone P8 on the road. So good qualifying from him. Weston up inside the top 10 as well.
Daniel Craig. Nice.
I don't mind it.
I do like
both of them.
Bryson. Yeah,
I like both of them.
Here's something that viewers can't forget is that we have officially launched for the members at the point. Hasn't gone to the public yet. The Sandown 500, 7th and 8th of December. The qualies and the actual race. It's a full 500. So, drivers out there, get your regos in. We've already got a fair few come through today, which is good. There's only 56 spots, only 56 cars, teams of 2, and there's prize money to be won. Ba-ba-bum. And I picked up today a full back of my X-Trail of Warren and Brown tools, paraphernalia, bags, kits, all sorts of stuff.
Oh, so we'll be able to give some away tonight.
Not tonight. We're gonna. I need to go through and see what they've given me, but we will promote it as of tomorrow night onwards, tomorrow during the day onwards, so that we get at a bit of a start. Give these boys some notice as well, so they can get their gear in together. Laura Anderson, Sean Connery, and Pierce Brosnan, both of them at the same time. Oh, Laura's going to freeze it.
It's not. You can't say that on live stream. Maybe on Twitch, not on YouTube. She likes both of them. Sheefy with a broken hand out in the sim. Yeah, he's been racing the last couple of weeks with his broken hand. Still complains about it to no end, though, that he has a broken hand and he is driving. Greg Brooks in the chat, very keen for Sandown 500. I was going to get myself a co-driver sorted. I'm sure there'll be some drivers out there, or some teams even, who are yet to, who might have an odd number of drivers, might be looking to pick someone up just to race with them in the 500. As Munro finally sets his first time in the session.
We have a channel in our Discord where you can go to up near the very top, just under the welcome section, and you can put a thing in there and ask for someone to partner you up, someone who hasn't got a teammate, and someone will reach out to you and you can get yourself partners. You just got to work out who the lead driver is and who the co-driver is, because both of you need to set some times to get yourselves up as high as possible on the grid start. But there's going to be prize money, there's going to be giveaways as well, so everyone on the track has got an opportunity to win something, not just the guys up the very pointy end.
Yeah, maybe a fastest lap time from a co-driver could win something, Sinko?
There'll be all sorts of stuff. Fastest lap co-drivers. There'll be viewers' choices. There'll be we'll come up with some things like best crash, all that sort of stuff. We'll have
stop.
Yeah, we'll have a fun day of giving stuff away. Warren and Brown
will go in and just put in 5 litres just to claim the fastest pit stop award.
Well, they could do that. And from our meeting today, Warren and Brown have actually going through a transition, but they're very keen for 2025. A few plans that we discussed today, and they're very keen. So it's going to be a big year next year.
Well, Andrew Cowan at the moment, providing us with images live from inside of his rig once again, as well as some of his telemetry this time, Sinker, so we can actually track his throttle and brake inputs around whenever he's out on circuit, as we can also get the full view of his car as well. We're about to get into the final part of qualifying, Sinker, only a couple of seconds to go, so these last laps are going to be the only opportunity for drivers to improve if they're close enough to set times. A couple of drivers are in the lane. We've been cut off in qualifying, and the grid has been set with 5 drivers not setting times in qualifying, and a multitude of pit lane starts as well.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. This is going to be killer. And good to see you, Mr. Brooks. That sounds like a great plan. Get them in there. Get them rocking. Guys that are currently drivers in SRW, if your cohorts can register for you if you're not part of them, because it's members only, opened until next Tuesday. And then after that, it'll be open to everyone. But if you're not currently a registered driver, you need to get online and register as a driver on our website, www.simracingworld.com.au. Go to Go Racing, and there you'll see registration, register as a driver, and that'll get you in, and you'll be able to get into Discord and put yourself in there.
Starting grid for tonight's race, though, will be as follows. Angus Lawford will start pole position for Project 36 with a time of 150.378. Jamie Davis will start P2 alongside him for Team SRW Motorsport, with Brandon Levin and Mick Clifton making up the second row of the grid. John Gallen and Ben Brook will start in behind them, with Blake Fitzpatrick and Jeremy Bush making up the top 8, as Michael Schroeder and Scott Weston will make up the top 10. Bush will start pole for the AMs inside the 10. Noble and Parker will just be outside, with Taylor, Quash, King and Normanson making up the top 16. Munro, Cowan will line up alongside each other, with Rushworth and Hughes for the top 20. Rigby, Pavlovic, Clutterbuck and Hodgkinson will make up the top 24 cars, with Lipsky, Hayes, Mays and Urquhart for the top 28, but Urquhart will have a pit lane start for incident responsibility. Brad Anderson, James Parfitt will make up the top 30. Mark Houghton, Jacob Traynor, Jake Edwards, Tyler Sheaf will make up the top 34, with Craig Healy at the back end of the field. Our race controls this evening, Adam Hughes, Greg Leake and Tyson McAvoy. Big thank you to them as always. But Sinker, we're going to get to Go Racing very, very shortly, and this man, once again, is on the pole this season, and he's got the pace over the field, it seems.
Well, boys are finishing their final speeches now and getting ready to go. Mr. Lawford is getting the pole position video a fair bit of late, doing really well.
Simrigs are getting their money's worth, it seems, from Project 36.
Yeah.
As well as their other sponsors as well,
welcome
including
to the stream, Mr. Vismar.
Great to have you out there with us, Anthony. Hope you're enjoying the show. Hopefully we can see you on the in the field on Sunday night when we go racing. So it'll be good to have you out there once again. I mean, what a time from Lawford. That 50, I mean, he was the only driver in qualifying, Sinker, to go into the 150s. That is insane.
Yeah, he's done an exceptional job. Exceptional job. I mean, his car's looking pretty mint there. Looks like everyone's getting ready to rock and roll. All the cars are out there. I'm going to move my camera to 12th place, Matty Parker, so that we've got the grid split.
So this is going to be one hell of an effort. He's letting the track.
Looking good out there.
Visma's letting the track as well. Rigby claiming his pedals are mucking up again. Hopefully he can get them sorted. Everyone is gridded where they need to be. Lights are up. We're going racing for race number 1 this evening. 20 minutes to come around Aragon for the start of the sprint round. We are go. Was that a jump start from Davis? It looked like it might have been. He jumped very, very early, Sinker, as they rocket down towards turn 1. And Lawford's already lost the lead from Jamie Davis. There's been big contact in the background.
Rotated around. Oh, it did look like Jamie jumped a little bit there. We'll just have to see what iRacing says. But we had
there's another driver. That's Martin Lipsky off the road.
Lipsky's taking the trip through the desert towards some 11s.
But Davis now leads. Now, whether that was a jump start, I don't know. If it wasn't, that was one hell of a reaction time to get off the line that quickly ahead of Lawford, but he has to move now. He has to push, because Lawford and Levin have got some serious pace in this field, and they are putting immense pressure on him right now. throughout the second sector of this Aragon circuit.
Yeah, look, I wonder if his telemetry's telling him he's got this jump start or not. If not, he did a great start. We'll soon find out anyway within the next 1 or 2 laps. But the timing tower is all orange and yellow, all the way through. We have got an amazing race out here tonight, mate. This is going to be spectacular.
So Parker's done well off the start. He's up 3. Quash is up 4. Munro up 5. Nominson up 3. Cowan up 4. All now inside the top 15. So they've done well off that start to avoid the carnage and avoid the crash at turn 1.
Edwards up 12 places.
Oh, what a start.
Yeah, but they had a pit lane start.
Oh, well, you see, that's worked for them. Did they have a
Yeah.
pit lane start? They were gridded up.
I don't know. I think they were supposed to have a pit lane
Unless
start.
they had a rear of grid.
Well, you can't put them in the rear of grid if they've qualified.
Did they set a time?
Because they
That's
did
the
qualify,
question.
yeah.
As Houghton's
Anyway,
gone for a move
boys
here
are
on
having a
Hughes.
look, we're all having a go.
So let's quickly have a gander at what
32
occurred down
lap
at turn
1.
1.
32 lap 1. Who's car 32? That's Martin
32,
Lipsky.
Martin Lipsky, yeah.
Oh, that was who was that went straight through?
That was Rigby. Oh, no, that was Hughes. So he's already carrying some damage. This is what happened at turn 1 on lap 1. So this was Noble and appears to be Schroeder. We've had a moment down there. So we'll see them all rocket through. Here's Noble. Inside line or outside line. Okay, so he self-spins. That's then caught up Schroeder. And that's dropped them both back just a little bit.
That's been called NFA.
There's not much they could do about that one. And then this was Lipsky's.
Yeah.
This was a wild ride further around up towards turn 3. So he had the Blackout OPR car on his outside. A little bit of overlap. Nearly rolled it in the
He got a bit
sand.
of air, nearly rolled it.
So very, very lucky to survive that one. As the front end of town are still fighting for this lead. Current running order of things, top 35 cars in the standings. In fact, we've only got 35 cars in the session tonight, Sinker, so we get all the names on the board. It's currently being led by Davis to Lawford to Levin for the top 3. Brook and Gallen make up the top 5. Bush leads the AMs with Quash and Taylor in the top 3. They're just inside the top 10. Munro's hot on their heels, though, in this battle for the AM podium. It'd be good for him, a good little ego boost if he could get himself on the podium tonight. He got some good pace in practice, wasn't able to recreate it in qualifying. He's hoping to survive at this point and get past Brett Taylor and Michael Quash if he can to get himself his first podium.
Taylor again up the pointy end with the AMs. It's good to see, mate. It's good to see. He's starting to get some consistency early in the season for him. We're not used to him getting up the pointy end so quickly.
Yeah, he's, is this now the turning point? He has a lot of points that he has to regain against Jeremy Bush, so if he hopes to put a challenge in for this title, as Rigby's had another off track thanks to his broken pedals, and in fact he's right in front of the wall off the exit of the final corner. So what has happened to Sean Rigby down there? Has he caught the curb maybe? So he comes round, catches inside curb. Oh, maybe a little bit of net code from Traynor. It didn't look like a bump.
Yeah.
We'll let RC unpack that one. That's
it hasn't been called in, so I'm not sure if it was just on his own. Not sure, but looks like we're up to lap 3, and Jamie hasn't gone in, so he mustn't have got a jump start. Must have just got a really good start off the line.
Yeah, he must have done
Because
well.
if he had the jump start, it would have been an iRacing one, and he would have had to go in. So that was a cracking start from him, and he's got himself 8/10 on Lawford. But both going fast. Jamie's currently got the fastest lap with a 151.693, and Lawford with a 152.321.
Yeah,
What's the temperature of the track at the moment, mate?
Okay, we'll have a look at that in just a second. Just quickly, last 2 laps, Davis has actually gone faster than Lawford. We'll keep track of that throughout this as he tries to chase him down.
Yeah.
The current weather in the session is as follows. The track temp is only 24 degrees, so it's not too hot out there in this Spanish sun.
Nice.
Probably slightly hotter than premium conditions, but still good for some quality lap times out there. At the moment, we've got 22 degrees air temp as well, only 39% humidity, so it is dry and it is hot on the actual circuit itself. But they're cutting good laps. They're doing well. And Lawford has responded with a fastest lap, 151.637.
That's
now
not
the
just the
fastest lap of the
fastest
race.
lap, just slapped him with 2 +10s on that. Whoa. I tell you what, the bottom screen, the boys are tangling already. The grid is still very, very tight. We've only got a couple of gaps, and that's Brooks and Gallen 2 seconds off each other, and off Levin at the top. Kwashi is off Parker a second and a half, which is not a hell of a lot. And then we've got Cowan and Pavlovic 2 seconds off Will Munro. Dad Will Munro. Yes, that's Hamish's dad.
It is.
And the rest of the field is pretty spot on. Callum Hodgkinson's gapped away on Jake Edwards, and then Jake Turner and Brad Mays 2 seconds. It's all very, very close, mate. It's sensational fighting everywhere. If you are out there and you want to see a driver you haven't currently seen, or want to let us know who you're supporting, let us know, and we'll try to get him online.
That was close with Jakey Edwards on Mark Houghton. Remembering both these drivers are on the up and up tonight. They're both up 15 spots. They want to make it 16 past Nommensen and Rushworth if they can. Houghton's trying to line this up at the left-hander. Oh, good effort from him. Gets the job done. Nommensen gives him plenty of space. Edwards now trying to sneak on through as well. Not quite there in the attempt, and has to give up a spot to Rushworth, but he's going to try and fight this. I'm surprised there's not actually that much curb strike happening through there. Oh my God, how has Edwards kept it in on the straight and narrow?
Very close. He's lost a bit of pace there, so his teammates got right up beside him, Hodgkinson. But that was very close, mate. Very, very close.
Greg in the chat, contrary to popular belief, this track always brings good racing. Every time I've seen or raced here, it's been good. I've not seen a bad race here. Now, mind you, I've only called probably 2 races here in the past. They've been absolute show stealers. They have been stellar races. So it might look super technical and maybe slightly boring, but I'm all for this track. I think it's going to bring some great racing, some great battling. I'm already seeing it unfold here, but at the front end of town, they are just playing a little bit of wait for a little bit and then maybe put the attack on, because Lawford's just doing enough to contain his points and contain Jamie Davis right in front of him.
You say enough, but it's only his last lap was only 5/100ths slower than his best lap. So these guys are going very fast.
That's
very
just
fast,
enough.
But they're,
it's just
but
enough
they're,
for Lawford.
But they're in rhythm. They're in rhythm. They're sort of holding that pace all the way through.
Yep.
Jamie's last lap was a 0.72, and Angus's were 0.683. So they're right on the money with each other.
So 2 laps in a row, Angus Lawford has gone faster than Jamie Davis, so he is chipping away at this gap that Davis had pulled on him off the race start. It was an incredible start from Davis. We thought it was so good, in fact, that it possibly could have been a jump start, but no, he was just on the reaction time to just biblical levels, Sinko. It was a perfect start. No bogged down or nothing. It was phenomenal.
Have you read Rebecca Bogan's message?
Mixed one-handed to tonight, basically.
Had got an injection in his metatarsal tendon and knuckle this Arvo. He was told not to race, but there was no way of breaking his streak.
Wow.
So he's out there tonight no matter what. He is an absolute long-haired psycho.
That's a bit of a Mick doing one there, like how he dislocated his fingers in such a way that they were perfectly positioned for him to still hold the handlebars of the motorbike.
Have you seen those MotoGP drivers? Have you seen their hands and how their fingers face all weird ways, mate?
Here's
the last 2 fingers.
Yeah, here's a cooked completely.
Yeah, some of them haven't got them. Some of them got them bending the wrong way. Some of them have got them pretty much joined together. Their hands are just absolute crap.
Well,
we've got
at the moment we're halfway through. Biggest gainers of the race thus far is both Mark Houghton and Jake Edwards. They're both up 17 positions and are chasing down a top 15 finish apiece. Next on the road for Houghton, if he can get this job done on Pavlovic, will be Cowan. But he has got a little bit of time to catch up to him, around about 5 seconds, but he's got some mega pace out there at the moment, as he still has been unable to get this job done over Pavlovic. May have to try and door him wide a little bit. Gets it done, though, through the left-hander. Great job there from him, as Cowie, I think, may have dropped out. He has. He's off the side of the road. What has happened to Andrew Cowan?
Looks like he's pulled over the side of the road. Maybe issues with the car again.
So he was riding behind the battle pack of those AMs. He caught the curb and into the wall.
Was that him or was that equipment failure?
No, I think that was him just on the curb, to be honest with you. Let's have a look again. We'll try and get a better
The
angle.
action down the bottom is heating up as well. That is crackers. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, he just gassed it up on the curb.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Have a look at this. Too wide down the bottom. These guys are going for it. There's too wide behind them of Clutters. And who's Clutters got there? Andrew Rushworth. Callum Hodgkins have another go as well down the back there.
Further up the
It's
field, Jamie Davis has got Lawford all over his tail at the moment. Sinker hot on his heels trying to chase him down with nearly 8 minutes to go in this race. Anything can happen. Anyone can win. Currently, Michael Quash is in the provisional pole position slot for race 2, being in P10.
Yeah, very good. And the second place to Jeremy Bush for the AMS.
Well, as I say, that Brett Taylor's just gone past him.
Ooh.
Wow.
Mr. Taylor.
What a
Looks
move
like
from
Mr. Taylor's
Taylor.
meeting some business here, mate.
Man, he's pushing hard to get these moves
Matty
done.
Parker and Brett Taylor will be the front two cars on the leading positions in the grid. This battle in the back is going crazy as well. They're really pushing hard, these boys.
They are. They're not giving anything up.
That's Jake Edwards and Peter Pav really going for it. Jake's all over the back of him. Well, literally, while you're watching him right now, that's 2/10 at the moment. That shows you how close they are. I don't know how they do it, because being that close, the reaction to someone else braking and surprising you. Here he goes on the inside. He's taking it the inside wide. Beats trying the open under. He's got it back side by side. They're still going nice and tight. He's got him in there, but Pete hasn't given it up. He's still pushing it real hard. Is he going to dive the nose in again? No, not quite. Looks like Jake Edwards has got it done.
It was a good job from Edwards to get the move done on Peter Pavlik. That now moves him up to P14 and 19 positions gained thus far in this race for the Blackout OPR car. But there is still a lot of time between them and this little battle pack that we're focusing on of Taylor, Quash and Munro. Parker's just up ahead of them. In fact, there is around about 6 seconds from Mark Houghton to the back of Brett Taylor's car, and I don't think there's enough time in this race, barring a mistake from Taylor, for Houghton to get past him.
Yeah, these boys are, mate. Time is running out. I'm going to go back and give Mr. Parfitt a bit of a show, because he's having a great little battle there with Brad Hayes, and they're chasing down James Parfitt. Brad Hayes is chasing down Brad Mays.
Had to fix yourself there, didn't you? Just a little bit of a brain knock.
It was like a poem. I didn't even know it.
I remember them starting beside each other the first 2 rounds of the season. So,
yeah.
Brad
Schroeder,
Anderson
Lipsky,
has just jumped back to pits. Why has Ando had to go back?
Oh no, what's he
What
done?
has
Damage?
happened? It appears to be so.
I do hear some chitter chatter.
Oh, so what has happened there? Is that that looks like an equipment failure?
Yeah.
Because that was just a hard left or a hard right into the wall.
That's just toasted that car, isn't it?
It has. So he then had to pull it up and just wait for the tow. He was well off the circuit though, so I don't think he'll be under safety car.
Mr. Brooks is a lot of guys not using the full width of the circuit. It's a dusty circuit as well, man. So I don't know if some of those areas are good or bad without being out there, because I know some of these tracks when they're really, look at that slide out in the bottom. I think that was Mickey Clifton. Was it? No, it wasn't.
Michael Schroeder.
Schroeder, yeah, he was lucky to hold that on.
So Brook at this stage is sitting a little bit comfortably in P4, though he has Gallen and Fitzpatrick riding behind him at the moment. 2 of the PR cars up there, as Brooks had a bit of a disappearing act. We'll see if he reappears ahead of them. He has. He's just reappeared.
Oh, Benjamin Brooks. What, did he disappear and just come back?
Yeah, he found the Shadow Realm and then came back. So
because he dropped out to 2 places behind the PR boys that are chasing him. Because John Gallen and Blake Fitzpatrick are chasing him down. They're putting some mega pressure on him at the moment. They'll be on the back of him by the time
they're calling it in. If
Last
they put the
rounds.
pressure on him, but that's actually put Fitzpatrick off, and he's
gone.
got off the road.
There he is.
So he was too busy calling it in, and he's put himself off. What I was going to say was, if Brooke drops out, that's then going to promote Michael Quash back up inside the top 10 and into the provisional pole for race number 2. With only 3 3/4 minutes to go, this is crucial now for Brooke to finish this race, but it's crucial for him to drop out of the top 10 for Quashy to get back on the front row.
Oh, look at the bottom there. Schroeder's all over the back of James Parfait and really putting the pressure on. These boys having a great little fight there behind Brad Hayes. Oh, Parfait's gone a bit wide. Schroeder wasn't quite close enough to take advantage.
So all these battles are heating up inside and out of the top 10. Houghton has started to chase down P12 Will Munro now. That gap's now shrunken down to 2.5 seconds as Schroeder has now gotten past Parfait in the bottom screen. So battles are plenty here. Back up the front, Jamie Davis still leads. Lawford, though, under immense pressure from the privateer Brandon Levin at the moment. But this battle hasn't really changed or materialised as much, Sinker. They're kind of just holding their position at the moment.
Ooh, bit of inside information. Harry Dodds. Gallen's been told to hold position by the crew chief. They're going to turn around and not that they're going to catch, get past Benjamin Brook at the moment. He's 9 seconds behind. There's no real point, especially if he's bleeping off and on. It's probably safe to stay where he is and start there for the reverse top 10. So front row at the moment is Brett Taylor and Matty Parker, which is going to be a sick front row. Scotty Weston's had a cracker overnight too. Up 2 places. He's up in 8th. Jeremy Bush is just continuing his form all the way through, but his pressure is on by Scotty Weston there. That's 4 tenths. You can see him coming down that little S bend.
Yeah, absolutely nothing separating them. One little mistake will cost them the position. You'd have to argue one little mistake might even cost them a spot inside the top 10, Sinker, with cars in P11, 12 and 13 100%. Not too far off their tail.
Oh, 100%. There's not much in there at all. You could quite easily fall down about 19th if you have an incident right now, especially with less than 2 minutes to go, a minute and a half to go. Some of these racing lines are fairly different too, the way these boys are taking some of these corners, and it's interesting to see how they're getting pace from it too.
Final lap of the race now. White flag is out for the leaders, Davis, Lawford and Levin. Cross the line, 1 to go in this running for the 20-minute heat race of the evening. It was an exceptional start off the line for Davis that got him the lead early, but Lawford's just been happy and content to hang out in behind him, take a good chunk of points and not risk his own race. This has been a very conservative but consistent race from Lawford. He may start to apply the pressure now, maybe to force a mistake on Davis, as he might hope to take the win in the dying embers of this one, but it's not over just yet, Sinker, as Lawford's trying to line it up down the inside. There's slight contact, bit of a wiggle. Oh my God, how did they survive that one?
Levin's on the inside.
Here comes
He's
Levin.
taking advantage of that wiggle.
Out the inside of Lawford, who'll have the inside of the next
Nice
corner.
driving.
Oh, a little bit of a door bang between them. This has now given Davis plenty of reprieve at the front end of the field. Not many corners he has to survive now. That could end his race here this evening as Lawford's run it way wide off the long left-hander at the back end of the circuit into the little triple right section now. It's major pressure on Lawford. Maybe he should have just sat there and not pushed it so hard to get past Davis.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Look, you know what? You suck it and see. You know, he's might as well give it a crack if you can and try to get past. There's few points, 6 points extra, and those points are going to be critical as we go to the end of the season.
So Davis, though, has run an exceptional race thus far here this evening. Lawford not too far behind. Through the final couple of corners now for the Team SRW Motorsports driver. After rocketing it off the start line, taking the lead at turn 1, Jamie Davis claims the win in the heat race here this evening. Lawford will come home P2. Levin will come home in P3. battle for P4 still continues on, but Brooke is going to take home the P4 position in race 1. Gallen makes up the top 5. Fitzpatrick's going to survive into P6. Bush, Weston, Parker, and Taylor makes up the top 10. He will start pole position of race number 2.
That was just amazing. Those boys did a really great job at the front pointy end of that. That was some good little driving at the end of that first heat, and I can just picture what the main feature is going to be like. Those guys are going to be all over each other like toast.
The battle with Parfitt, Mays and Healy still going on further back in the field. Parfitt's done well to get up 4 spots. Healy's up 9 after starting at the back end of the field. Mays is back where he started as they rocket up towards the line. Couple of Mustangs drag racing it to the finish line. Parfitt will get home ahead of Mays and Healy. Sheafy still licking his wounds further back. But what a race from Jamie Davis. What a start from him as well, Sinker. A start that we thought was a jump start off the line, but it was all clear and all golden for good old pony boy Jamie Davis at the front of the field.
I wasn't sure what to make of that. I really thought he jump started it, but IRacing didn't punish, so definitely didn't. But he got off there like a cracker, didn't he?
You reckon there was any luck involved?
Oh, there's always luck and timing, man.
Maybe he slipped just at the right moment.
Clutch pop just as he needed it.
Yeah, like, I mean, it can happen. You take it as it comes, wouldn't you?
Yeah, oh, hell yeah. Yeah, definitely. No shadow of a doubt at all, mate. At all.
So, provisional race results for race number 1 are as follows. It was Jamie Davis, P1 on the road ahead of Angus Lawford and Brandon Levin for the top 3. Brooke, Gallen, Fitzpatrick make up the top 6. Bush takes home another AM win in P7 with Weston, Parker and Taylor making up the top 10. They'll get flipped for race number 2 for the grid. Quash and Munro will finish in P11 and P12 ahead of Mark Houghton and Jake Edwards, who are up a very impressive 18 and 19 positions respectively into P13 and P14. Peter Pavlik, Daniel Clutterbuck make up the top 16. Hodgkinson, Rushworth and Traynor will end out page number 1 of our finishing order here this evening. For page number 2, we then had Nominson, King, Noble, Clifton, Schroeder, Hayes making up the top 25, Parfitt, Mays, Healy and Sheaf, and then to Marty Hughes for the top 30 with Andrew Cowan, Blake Urquhart, Sean Rigby, Lipsky and Anderson, who are all in the wars in this one, ending it out at the back end of the field.
What's your prediction, mate?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a bit of carnage at turn 1. We didn't see a safety car that race, but we did see some wild crashes. So maybe we see a safety car in this next one. Bit longer, bit more time for the battles to commence. There's a pit stop in there. I know they normally wouldn't take tyres, but this place can be known to be a bit of a tyre killer, and we've seen it pay off for some drivers in the past to take tyres when no one else has. I think back to Phil Vella when we were here last season in the SFLs. Got himself all the way up onto the podium from the back of the field by taking tyres in his regular pit stop. So that could be one of the strategies this evening that could pay off for these drivers, but it really just depends. If there are probably 1 or 2 safety cars, depending on what point of the race the safety car is called, it could completely change how the strategy is played out in this race.
Well, look, strategy has been a key thing all through the season so far, hasn't it? It's like not only on a Tuesday night, but we've seen it go on a Sunday night as well. It's been, I think it's cost Jamie Davis at least one podium, getting his strategy wrong through the first half of a race. So, oh, mate, some of these bigger teams, that's where they've got the advantage. They've got good strategy behind them. They're communicating. They're talking about it to each other. It's going to be very interesting.
So we've got our little 5-minute warm-up happening at the moment, Singer. In fact, we're already halfway through it. Good opportunity for these drivers and our viewers out there to go out and get a drink or a little snack or even use their facilities at home, however they may wish. But this is going to be an intense race in race 2. We saw some battles really starting to heat up towards the end of that one. I think we could be in for something a little bit more heated in this race because they're going to carry that kind of fire and tenacity that they brought into the end of race 1 into the start of race 2. And I think it's going to be the drivers who are a little bit more conservative and are willing to get into their rhythm at the start of this race who should actually do quite well. I think the ones that come in a little bit hot-headed may end up on the wrong side of the tarmac and possibly even on the wrong side of a tyre barrier.
That wrong side of the tyre barrier can just send you to the shadow realm. I've done that at, I think the last time I drove, I did it in the V8. No, in the 86 at Lime Rock, I think it was. I went over those bumps.
I did it in the Corvette at Watkins Glen at the top of
went over the bumps,
turn
went
3.
straight into the crowd and disappeared. And I said, I think I'm done for the day, guys.
JP in the chat, I survived. Hurrah, you did survive. You did well to survive. Beck in the chat as well, giving a well done to Mark Houghton from Accelerate Sim Racing. He did very well in that race. That'll be a great ego and confidence booster to Houghton, who's really had some struggles over the last couple of weeks in his racing, but good to see him have a good result this week. John Gallen, nice racing all as well. JP as well tried it. Got to slow down, Greg. I think saying for trying to get a much wider run through corners or cutting some of those curbs as well. But it's tough to pick which curbs you cut, which ones you don't, Sinker, because you could very easily get a slowdown. But I was actually surprised at the lack of drivers who are actually curb hopping in that sort of that triple right section. That last right-hander, you can actually cut that red big 3D curb quite a lot. It actually turns the car in quite well to set you up for the left-hander.
Yeah, maybe just playing it a bit safe. It's a 20 minutes, so you don't have time to recover if you hit it too hard. But in saying that, the feature, you got time to recover, so it could be interesting. Could be very interesting. The boys are out there in the pit lane. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all working on their cars, getting ready for last minute tune-ups. What do you reckon?
I mean, maybe a bit of a sieve in the fuel tank of their competitors, maybe.
Walk past, just put a spike on your boot and just kick the tip of the tire just to give it a low.
Just a little crack, so whenever they go over a bump, it just goes. Scotty Van Loon in our Facebook chat, such an awesome
behind the rear wheel.
The Rattler Scotty Van Loon in our Facebook chat, such an awesome track. I've been loving it this week. I'm excited for the races I get to call this weekend here on Saturday and Sunday. I think it's going to be awesome racing around here. It's the first time we get to see the supercars around here in SRW and some other leagues as well. So it's going to be exceptional racing all week if you're a supercars fan on iRacing. For a series that run the officials, this is going to be something special. But starting grid for race number 2 will be as follows. The top 10 has been flipped off the results of race number 1. So Brett Taylor of Valve Esports will start pole position ahead of Nova Sim Sports' Matty Parker on the front row. Scotty Weston and Jeremy Bush will then line up in behind them with Blake Fitzpatrick and John Gallen on the third row of the grid. Ben Brook, Brandon Levin, Angus Lawford and Jamie Davis will make up our reverse top 10. The rest of the grid will start how they finished race number 1, including Quash and Munro inside the top 12. Houghton, Edwards, Pavlovic and Clutterbuck, with Hodgkinson, Rushworth, Traynor and Nommensen making up the top 20. King, Noble, Clifton, Schroeder, back to Hayes, Parfitt, Mays, Healy, Sheaf and Hughes for the top 30. Cowan, Urquhart, Rigby, Lipsky and Anderson makes up our 35-car grid here tonight for race number 2. 40 minutes of racing. Sinker, what's your prediction in this one? Do we get a safety car? Do we get some early carnage?
Ooh, mate, will the safety car come out? I really hope not. I think being the longer race is not going to be one, but it's going to be tough for both Angus and Jamie to get to the podium because the boys in front of them are no slouches, man. Levine, Brook, Gallen, Fitzpatrick, Bush. Just those names there are tough names to get past on a normal part of the track, let alone a start of a race. Weston, Parker, Taylor. That's going to be interesting off the start.
Yeah,
Have a look at this beast. Have a look at this beast. He'll be watching this back and thinking,
I've never seen so many Tasmanian sponsors on the side of a car before.
Get ready, mate.
It really is a Tasmanian tourism ad, is Brett Taylor's car in the pole. Lights are up, though. Let's go for race number 2. 40 minutes of racing to come. It was a horrible start from Fitzpatrick at the top end of town and a horrible start from his teammate in the background as well as they come round turn 1. Parker's already taken the lead as they try to find some space in the background. Big slide out for a lot of cars through there, including Rushworth, and Parfitt's been held up, and Nommensen as well. And I think it's also Hodgkinson who's been spun round at the back.
That was a shocker across that second corner first corner that everyone was screeching the brakes on. Then all of a sudden, everyone's come through. It looks like one of the Apex cars is rotated, and then everyone sort of got bogged up around them and behind them. So not a lot of contact, which was good. There's a lot of runoff around there.
Yeah, we'll get some replays happening at the end of lap 1. On board now with John Gallen, defending champion for this season. Not really in a position to go back-to-back at this stage. He's got Scotty Weston right ahead of him as they battle for P4 on the road. Bush and Taylor, the top 2 AMs, on the podium at the moment, and the top 3 for the AMs, all inside the top 10.
Exceptional run. Will Munro up 4 places. Well done, mate. Sensational driving there. He's on a bit of a belter tonight. Blake Urquhart up 12 and all that. Up 10 places Rigby. So a few boys took advantage of that kerfuffle out there. Schroeder up 7. There's only really one big loser out of it all, and that was Callum Hodgkinson down 12.
Oh, Munro's gone! Off the exit of the entry to the back straight. Possible contact with Levin. We'll have to have a look at that one once again at the end of the lap.
Have a look at this. Lawford and Levin coming down on the inside. Nice and clean. Nothing to do with it. Nice and sharp. It's too early in the race to start doing anything too crazy. Someone's just gone straight into the pit. Who was that?
Yeah,
Jake Edwards straight into the pit.
Edwards is in the lane.
Damage?
Either that or possible jump start scenario, maybe having to do a drive.
He's not up on the jack.
No, he's
Looks
not.
like he's doing a drive through.
Oh, Jeremy Bush has had a moment, and he's off the track at turn 1. Our leader for the AM Championship could be out of this one early. And what a result this would be for Brett Taylor if he could put all the pieces of the puzzle together tonight, Sinker, because he is inside the top 10 and would have a massive gain over Jeremy Bush in this race if this were to end it for him.
We could have a nudie run.
check your local Geelong paper for naked Tasmanian runs around. So this was all the stuff that happened on turn 1, lap 1. So Andrew Rushworth was involved in this early on. So he was the Apex car that spun off the line. So you see them all struggling for position here further up the road. There was the pre-slide from one of the PR cars. So then Rushworth's gone round. That's just caused this giant kerfuffle down at turn 1.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there was a lot of contact, but it looks like there was a lot of overcooking the tyres as well. But we'll see. Nothing's been called into race control, so I'd say that it's either that or my headphones are gone.
Oh, that did look like contact down there, quite possibly. It appears that there's something wrong with your session there, Sinker, on your end. Not sure what it was.
Oh, because it was on, Oh, yeah, they come back now. Yep.
So let's just have a quick look.
It disappeared for a bit.
So I had a quick look then from the blimp on the moment with Munro and Levin.
Oh, Davis. Oh, my God, he's giving me palpitations there. And Scotty Weston over and under.
Yeah, so there was inside contact for Munro and Levin. Bit hard to really pick out who was at fault for that one at this point in the race. We'll let race control worry about that. But Parker leads the way with Taylor in behind. Davis is already up into the top 3. He's got Weston and Brook in behind as Parfitt and Cowie are having moments further back. And I feel like Munro may have been involved as well. There's been a
couple of cars by the look of it.
Yep, for sure. So we'll try and get something up on that one.
991 has just called it in, so that was Cowie. He's just asked for it to be looked at. I'll tell you what, we missed a great pass there. The boys are doing some awesome driving here. They're really...
So
did he lose it then someone's run into him?
So we'll get a better angle of it. So Cowie actually didn't hold his brakes off the exit, but it appears that Munro may have tried to sneak up the inside and has made contact. Yes, he's tagged the rear. So that's going to look poorly on Munro. Cowie then hasn't held brakes.
Safety car's been called. Safety car's been called.
Wow, yeah.
The question is, did Cowie come across him a little bit or not? They'll have to unpack that as they see it from the top, because it's easy to see here. I mean, it's very deceiving sometimes from the booth.
It is.
Seeing who's come across and who's maintained the distance from the racing, from the racing level, from the curb and all that sort of stuff. So I'll leave that to those boys. But some great driving out there. Angus has got up 3 places. Jamie was very fortunate. He's got himself up 7 places. He's just passed Scotty Western before the safety car. Anyone else that's gone really massive? Blake Urquhart is up 19 places, mate.
Yeah, he's done well to make up so many
Great
spots.
driving there.
He has. He's
Great,
done well.
really up 12. Sean Rigby, 15. Martin Lipsky up 13. We don't usually see Martin get that many places up forward.
Weston is in the lane, as is Lawford. This could be race-winning strategy from these boys. Thinking about how long these...
A bit early.
Well, no, but how long these safety car laps are, Sinker. It may be, by the time we go green, it might be 15 minutes into this session.
Oh,
so there's a lot of cars who are going to come in. I mean, it could be a sound strategy. And you know what? If you've been involved in something at this point and you've caught some damage, I reckon it's beneficial just to come in. You're not giving up too much time to the rest of the field. I reckon that might be a race-winning strategy from the likes of Lawford or Weston there. This might cost Parker and Taylor. But if we get another safety car, then that completely throws it out of the water, because all of a sudden they're actually on the benefit of the strategy.
Yeah. Well, it's still early. We could have another safety car. This track is got some slippery spots out there where the boys are really struggling with. So we'll be interested to see how that goes for the rest of the race. We've got our first safety car at the, I think it was 5-minute mark. We've already gone a minute and a half under it. But Brett Taylor, still up the pointy end. Could be a boogaloo dance. Could be just the I don't know. Maybe they walk like the Egyptian. Who knows?
We'll have to wait and see. So Rigby was in the chat before. See where we end up after this one. Just trying to limitation rather than get a 0 for drop round. We've also had Connor Nixon out there with us as well. So great to have you all joining us. Be sure to hit the like button if you are here.
Yeah, come on, guys. Not one person has hit the like button. Surely you like at least one of us in the booth here.
I hit the
or
like
if
button.
not, that was me that just hit it. Mind you.
Might have been
but
you.
There is 35 guys here on track, and surely the 24 of you watching can hit a like button to like what they're doing.
There's been some great racing thus far. This race is definitely a lot more heated than race number 1, Sinker, and I feel, in our comments prior to the race saying that, those who come in with a cool head and just drop the tenacity they had at the end of race 1, those are the drivers that'll do well, and it appears that quite a lot of them have come in with a bit of a hot head tonight, and not really pulling some damage limitation in this one and trying to just keep it cool, calm, and collected at the start of a 40-minute race.
Yeah. Also, if one car rotates, it's really harder. That corner was really bottlenecked, and everyone was still pretty condensed. So if one car rotates, then all of a sudden you try to avoid it, and then maybe rotate yourself as well. That was actually just called no further action there. Because it looked like there was no real contact between drivers. It was all racing. So, anyway, pit exit is now closed. I'd suggest that the safety car will probably do one more lap, and then hopefully we'll be back into it. And you weren't far off it, Hamish. Very close to 5 minutes. That last lap took just under 3 minutes to get around. So if they do one more,
and it wasn't a whole lap under the safety car either. It picked them up at the exit of turn 2.
We'll be like the 12-minute mark. So it's going to be like. 38 minutes. What am I saying? 38 minutes. 28 minutes of racing, and that would be whatever fuel they've just put in should be enough to get back.
Yeah, I mean it should. A full tank gets you around about 13 or 14 laps, depending on your fuel usage. But the longer that we're under safety car, the less laps that we can do. I mean, we've already lost now 2 laps based on that lap time.
Or the safety car might take it long enough for these boys at the front to make it to the end.
Oh, no, I don't think they would. They'd probably need another safety car to do it in a no-stop.
Well, it's nearly 10 minutes, man.
It is, but it's 10 minutes of them still rolling around.
Yeah,
so they're still using some fuel.
If they get another safety car out of it, the guys at the front will be okay.
Yeah, I think they will. If there's another one, they should be all right.
Yeah.
But that is a big if.
There's still a few gaps. The boys haven't bunched up just quite yet. Marty Hughes, Will Munro has still got... They're 2 seconds and 1 second behind the guys in front of them. Peter Pav, 1.5 seconds. Now they're starting to. Lipsky, 2 seconds, now dropping. Bush, 2 seconds, now dropping. So they're finally catching some of those guys in the middle. So get ready for some action, viewers. I still can't believe none of you can reach the like button.
Well, Steve Luckhurst did it. Thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate it.
Yep, someone's just asked, are we doing wave rounds?
Yeah, it's Michael Schroeder who's asking if he gets his wave around. I'm not sure, though, if he was the car that needed the tow.
Don't know. If he was the car that needed the tow, he definitely won't be getting the wave around.
So, current running order of things before we go green again is Taylor in P2. He's got Matty Parker just right ahead of him. Jamie Davis in the top 3, Ben Brook, Blake Fitzpatrick in the top 5, Houghton, Quash, Clutterbuck, Traynor, and Urquhart in the top 10.
So Schroeder is the only car eligible for a wave around. He's getting his wave around now.
Yep.
He actually just asked, just as Tyson goes, I was about to tell you to do that. And so he's going round now.
So I'd say we're going to have one more lap of safety car.
Well, because there's one, we might
enough
not get
gap.
one more lap.
Yeah.
We might be lucky, depending on how quick around he gets and to the back of that field.
We're at the final corner, so we're going one more lap under the safety car. He hasn't pulled away yet.
We are going one more lap because he hasn't said lights out
so
or anything like that.
This is now going to push us out to around about 15 minutes into this race. We've spent.
The guys at the front might be all right, mate.
They might.
It's going to be close.
It'll be very, very close. It'll be very, if they're not fuel saving massively right now, then you'd have to.
Like crazy.
It'd be 6 gear, full clutch.
Who was it a few weeks ago who was actually turning the engine off? Who was it? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't recall now. I'm not sure if that was in this or in 8.6.
I think it might have been a Sunday night racer. And he was actually turning the engine off on the downhills to save every drop he could.
Pato saying this safety car is a joke. How to help out the boys who pitted? Well, it's also helping out the boys at the front of the field, though. Because the longer this safety car goes on, the less likely they are to need a pit stop.
Yeah, well, that's true. Look, it would have benefited the guys at the back that pitted early, and then that whole front of the field would have been disadvantaged. But now it's going to balance it out a bit, I think. So yeah,
it's benefited everyone because now, if we get a second safety car, it benefits the cars at the front of the field. They won't need another stop in this race.
To be honest, I reckon the cars at the front might just have enough.
Maybe it'll be very, very cut and dry.
There'll be 30 minutes of it. There'll be less than 30 minutes of it. We're coming up to the. By the time they get around, it's going to be.
By the time they get around, it's going to be 15 minutes. So it's going to be 25 minutes left to run in the race.
They might be just right.
Maybe they might be.
Yeah. This is going to be very interesting. So the guys
what they need to do, they need to go as long as possible now, Sinker. They have to push as long as possible under green, and hope and pray that they get another safety car because that'll guarantee they can get home without a pit stop. So they got to go as long as possible whilst fuel saving, because they obviously don't want to use too much under green.
I'm so tempted to go into my team racing room to ask the boys if they're going to make it.
No, there's no point doing that.
Is that abusing my privileges to get inside information?
Yes, it is. If you'd like, I'll walk down the hallway if you want, and I'll ask my dad if he thinks he can get home.
Just yell out, "Oi, Will!"
He won't hear me.
You gonna make it?
He won't hear me. He hasn't got his hearing aids in.
And then we'll go tell him they're joking.
Yeah. I watched that the other day. Actually, it was a good watch. Go on there dreaming.
Here we go.
So I expected to pull away.
He's accelerating away from the field.
Yeah, best time to pull away. Top of the straight. Let them all bunch up.
Yeah. 199 is controlling the field. No more weaving.
I would not be surprised if Matty Parker is full clutch in right now.
Oh, he would be, mate.
He can't be passed.
How fast is he doing?
He can't be passed. How fast is he going? Let's have a look. 98.
98.
So he's doing just under 100.
He's out there. He's doing all right. He's doing well.
He's just rolling. He's doing a safe pace. Normally it's 80 k's an hour, but
look at cars, Hamish.
And look at that. Michael Schroeder just caught the back of the field as well.
How awesome is that? That field length is amazing. All right, safety car is in pit lane. 991 is in control, and he can start it whenever he's ready. Let's.
I reckon he's going to hold them
Brett
all the way.
Taylor, get behind him.
He's going to hold them all the way to the line here. He's going to try and save as much as he can. He has to. He has to hold them all the way to the line. He's dipped them. He's done them. He held them to the line. We are go once again at Aragon. It was a great start from Davis once again over Taylor. So holding him to the line has benefited Davis. But, there's a car around. That's Traynor spun around at turn one.
Oh, there's two cars. There's one of mine and one of the PRs.
Urquhart and Traynor. So Urquhart, who was up a bunch of spots. Hughes is off the track as well with Scotty Weston. So it has gone off here off the restart. If this is another safety car, this is going to spice things up completely.
My golly. This is crazy.
This will completely change the game.
Called it in. Scotty Weston's called it in because he got rotated as well, as we saw it just after that. Let's keep it going. The chitter-chat is going on. Jamie is putting pressure on Matty Parker, as we see at the moment. We've both got him on screen, so let's just swap the...
there you go.
046. Incident responsibility, stop and hold for Levin. He must have rotated.
That'll be the incident with Will Munro, I think, when they were coming onto the back straight. Because that was a bit half and half for me.
Stop and hold penalty for car 350.
So that is John Gallen. As Andrew Rushworth had a moment further back, that now drops him further back in the field as well. Parker in control of this race right now, but he has got Jamie Davis hot on his heels, trying to chase him down for the lead of this race. On board with Davis now.
You know what? This is where Matty Parker 074 drive-through penalty.
Yeah, that'll be the contact with Cowan.
Yep, okay.
Not too surprised at that one.
Yep.
To be honest.
This is where Matty Parker should be on a weekly basis up the pointy end.
So Munro and Gallen serving their drive-throughs.
Entry under yellow flag. Car 40 has got to stop and hold as well. Who's 40? Is it 40 or 43?
40 is Andrew Rushworth.
So Rushy's got that. He's in there at the moment. We've got Will Munro, Gallen, Levin, and Rushworth serving stop and holds at the moment.
Either stop and holds or drive-throughs.
Stop and holds.
No, it's a drive-through because Gallen and Munro have just driven straight out.
He's on the comms. He said stop and hold. So whatever they're doing, they're doing. But that's what the comms were. But anyway, this is what I was saying was Matty Parker. This is where he should be. He is a fast driver. He just needs to be out there. 7, 8 is got to drive for a penalty for that rotation of, I think that was...
At turn 1.
Yeah, Trainer at turn 1. So he's going in for a dip as well. Wow, that was a few incidents going through there, man. Now my ears are clear. We can actually have a go. Just see the bottom screen. See how much of the curb that Matty Parker took then. He's going to battle this one out. There's no way he's going to give this up easy. And he's
got to save fuel, though. He's got to try and save some fuel.
Yeah, but so is Jamie behind him.
I know. So they're all in the same boat. The car we have to keep an eye on is Angus Lawford, who is the top-seeded car who has pit in this race. He currently sits P12 on the road. So he came in on lap 3, remember, but that was 15 minutes ago.
Yes.
So it's very cut and dry.
We've got 20 minutes to go.
We do. It's very cut and dry at the moment. He's done a total of 1 lap under green after pitting. So that 15 minutes, or that 10 minutes really, he was under safety car, so he hasn't used very much fuel at all.
So it's here we go. All teams. 6:06 on the restart, no further action.
Fair enough. Cowan and Urquhart now into pit lane.
Yep. Wow. Bit of back end.
What's Parfitt doing parked right at the pit entry?
Oh, I think Parfitt's blown the engine.
Why would you park it right there, James?
He's asked the tow. He's given him the tow.
He hasn't run out of fuel, has he?
No, I think he's blown the engine and he can't get back.
Oh, he must have done it on the downshift down the back straight, maybe.
Yep.
We'll try and get a better view of it. Yeah, we'll try and get a better view of it.
Look, someone else just requested a tow. You know what? There's more action going on in the pits in RC at the moment.
It's Brad Anderson. Brad Anderson, and this now completely changes the game at the front of the field.
Oh.
So now all eyes have to go to the front of the field. This has played straight into the hands of the non-pit stoppers.
They'll make it all the way to the end.
They'll make it home. They'll make it home, no doubt.
Yep.
We've got 20 minutes left.
Yep.
If we go 10 minutes under safety car again, it'll be cut and dry, but they should make it home.
Even if they make 6 minutes, even if they do 2 laps under safety car, they'll do a minimum of 2 laps.
This has completely changed the game in this race. We'll watch if any of them come in. Parker's coming in. He doesn't want to have to fuel save. Davis and Taylor are rolling the dice, as is Fitzpatrick. Noble stayed out. So the top 4 cars, so JP Blue's engine, top 4 cars have not pitted in this race. Lawford is P5 and has done a pit stop.
He'll be able to push.
He will.
The difference between the guys at the front, well, it depends how long the safety car goes for. Yeah?
That's right.
The safety car has the leader, so once the safety car has the leader, which he does now, it depends on how long they go for, and the sprint, they might be all sprinting.
So we'll have... We'll have... where's Levin, actually? We'll have no waiver rounds. So we'll have no waiver rounds. So we should get 2 laps of safety car, I would say. 1 lap to resituate, and then 1 lap to green, I would say. I don't think we're going to get 3 because we won't get a waiver round.
If Brad Anderson comes back out, oh no, he's the guy who called it, so
he wouldn't be eligible for a waiver round. Parfitt will. If James comes back out on track and gives us an extra lap under safety car, James, please return to track.
He's got no fast repairs. He's screwed.
Okay.
So he's out. So there'll be no waiver rounds then because everyone else is on the actual lap. Brandon Levin is the last of the on-lappers, and the rest of them are out. We've only lost 2 cars tonight, mate. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we've done well to only lose that much. Yeah. This is what happened to Brad Anderson to cause the safety car. So Sheafy was on his outside. Oh, a bit of a door-to-door, and he's just served him into the wall. So unfortunately for Sheafy, that's likely going to be a walk down the lane.
Well, he is driving with one hand.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Driving down Fleming.
Lawford is on here. He is on here. He could be in for something quite special, but how long this safety car goes for will determine how well Davis, Taylor, and Fitzpatrick and Noble can hold him off.
Well, I'm at the moment, all right, my guy's up front, but my flag is waving.
So we could see
finish on the podium.
So we could see Sinker, a situation right now where Davis, Taylor, Fitzpatrick finish on the podium. We can see another scenario where it's Lawford, Pavlovic, Rigby on the podium, and Hodgkinson winning the AMS. That's the current provisional whatever could happen.
Here we go. Safety car's pulling away, mate.
Wow. So we've only gone 1 lap under safety car. That is huge.
This could be enough.
I don't know. We're at the maximum time.
This is crazy.
Oh, this is going to be tough.
4 cars have not pitted. Jamie Davis, Brett Taylor, Blake Fitzpatrick, and Mitch Noble, and Josh King. So, wow, 3 of my drivers haven't pitted.
Is this...
I could end up with a disastrous night.
Traynor hasn't, Noble hasn't, neither's King, neither's Davis. 4 of them haven't pitted, and 1 of them's in the pits after crashing the car. We're underway once again, back under green. Pavlovic's trying to get past Lawford here for what could be the provisional lead of this race. Traynor's run it wide in the background. Rushworth's also gone round. Big moves further back already. But Davis leads to Taylor, to Fitzpatrick, to Noble, and it's up in the air whether they can make it home on their tanks of fuel as Lawford and Pav are fighting for what could be the race-winning position at this point.
I really don't know where to take the second camera. I'm going to take it to 10th place, purely for the entertainment value, to get these boys out there and get them some extra viewing, and it's crazy down the back there. They got 2 wide in the back, and that's Jake Edwards going across the inside. Oh, God almighty, these guys are driving some crazy stuff.
So the scenario we might also see at play here, Sinker, is Noble decides to be sacrificial lamb for Jamie Davis and just try and defend the hell out of Angus Lawford.
Well,
and just hold him back.
That's even if they haven't discussed it. That's Mitch Noble's natural instinct. He's a racer. He's not going to want to give up that spot in the top place because at the moment he's sitting in second second and third in the AMS. He's sitting in second and he wants those points.
Yeah, he'll want those points in P4 to try and jump a lot of drivers in the field, including Jeremy Bush, who leads that championship fight. He's back up into P13, so he has done well to come back in the order. He's done well to do that.
Yeah, he's done well to do that, but this is going to put that AMS championship back in level pegging within a couple of drivers, I think.
Yeah, this could completely change the game on it as Lawford's trying to line this up on Mitch Noble here. Lawford on his inside gets the job done on Noble. Couldn't quite get the switch back on the old rubber. Lawford gets a spot, is now up into P4. So the chase down has now commenced. Just over 13 minutes left to run.
Lawford has got a big job to do. Blake Fitzpatrick is not an easy boy to pass, mate. No matter what,
but he's got. We got to also remember that. I mean, nothing against him, as there's been a stack with Edwards and King, who are now off the road. Need to be careful of the rejoin on your screen. Oh my God, it's going off.
Just got off one of the PER cars as he rejoined.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how that went. Who's going to go?
Mick Clifton's off the road and is parked up on the side. Could this be another safety car?
Oh no.
If this is another safety car, this is only going to help Davis, Taylor and Fitzpatrick.
Oh my God, I'm listening. Engine's gone. Clifton's blown his engine.
He's blown the engine. Is this a safety car? If this is a safety car, Sinker, we could be in the scenario of a 5-minute dash to the line, which would see the top 3 be able to get home on fuel. This is going to be crazy. He's been allowed to tow. So Clifton's been allowed to tow. No safety car.
Whoop. Well, Tyler Chief has just called something in. There's been a lot of action in the RC booth tonight. I'll tell you right now, I don't know if it's his track or the boys just losing their marbles a little bit, but I'll tell you what, the racing has still been pretty spectacular all around.
So at the moment, front end of town, Jamie Davis. Yeah, no safety car, thanks, Dodsey. Jamie Davis still leads. Fitzpatrick's going to try and get past Taylor into turn 1. Cannot quite get there. What a result this would be for Brett Taylor if he could hold on to this overall podium and the win in the AMS this evening.
Bretty Taylor to get a top step in the top 3 steps, like these steps would be
Clutters is at a moment. And he's off the road. Very lucky not to get caught out by a lot of other drivers as Lawford's now trying to get it done on Fitzpatrick here.
Have a look at oh my God. Taylor has got them all over the back of him fighting for every crumb at the moment, but they're hopefully going to keep fighting and give Taylor some space.
So on board now with Noble. Best seat in the house to watch this one. Lawford tucks it up the inside of Fitzy. Oh, big stack with Houghton and Hayes. Another one has occurred down there.
He just got off the road then. Oh, don't reverse to the cars.
Oh, my God.
He's just called that in. 145 has just called that in.
So he was going slow.
Is it a slowdown or?
I don't know. Oh, no.
Oh, hang on. No, he's looks like he's done that on his own.
He had. And then Hayes, I don't know if he was tagged.
Why was he going slow then re-engaged?
I think he may have had a slowdown, but he's definitely served it at the wrong point because he's gone straight onto the apex. So we'll see what race control say about it.
If anything, that would have been a bit of netco by the look of it.
Yeah, wasn't much in it.
Yeah.
So Davis
10
leads.
minutes left to 10 minutes to go.
1.2 seconds for Jamie Davis. That is the gap back to Brett
Look
Taylor.
at Lawford on the back of Taylor.
Here comes Lawford.
He's 1/10. He's about to go.
He's got it.
He's got him
Taylor.
on the outside.
He's had to give it to him here.
Oh.
It might be a foregone conclusion at this point, Sinker. Fresh tyres, the ability to push with his fuel in that car. Lawford might get this win just yet.
235's got himself a drive-through penalty. Instant responsibility. Wow. I have not seen this many drive-throughs in one race in a long, long time.
So Healy and Parker now battling further back.
Parker pitted, didn't he? Lap 9.
Yeah, he pitted
So
under
he's
the
out of
second safety
sequence
car.
there. That really cost him a lot of places, didn't it?
Fitzpatrick's
Oh,
now got
push it
past
is.
Taylor for the podium here, but Taylor still leads the AMs. What a win this would be for Taylor if he can pull this off tonight. Both him and Noble are in the same boat at the moment. They're in the same boat. They're in a boat with a leak, and it's whether they can get back to shore over the final 8 minutes of this race. As Noble has had a little dropout, we'll see if that's him completely out of this race or not.
Oh.
He hasn't returned up to behind Taylor.
263 drive-through.
So car 263 is Michael Schroeder, who's in pit lane. I haven't seen Noble return to track yet, as Hodgkinson's now gotten the move done on Pav. And he looks to now chase down Brett Taylor.
The heat is on. The heat is on. Have a look at this. Hodgkinson.
My math is right. Jamie makes it home with a 0 stop. Yeah, it's very cut and dry at the moment. It is very, very close on this, but the difference is Lawford does not need to push. Brett Taylor's in the lane.
Jamie.
So Taylor's in. Lawford takes the lead. Brett Taylor's had to give up the win in the AMs to make it home on his fuel. Could it be the same position for Davis?
Well, Davis has got 1 second on Fitzpatrick at the moment, and he's got 5. Fitzpatrick has got 5 on Peter Pav. So his worst case scenario, if he can clutch it all the way and forgo some speed, 3rd place.
Well, it's 7.5 minutes. I don't know if he can do it. Marty Hughes has just had a moment in the background. He's kept it going off the exit of 1. But Angus Lawford leads after coming in on lap 3. In a phenomenal strategy play from him. This has been an immense move. Josh King's dropping spots, and he's spun it at the back of the field. And he hasn't pit yet, Sinker, so this might actually hurt his fuel, having to get this thing back up to speed. This might cost him this race, and I think he for sure needs to come in now and just take the fuel. He's already dropped spots.
Yeah.
So I want to quickly just point this out. So a couple of those drivers who had drive-throughs, Sinker, so obviously Rushworth, Munro, some of those drivers had them. So I'll point out, Will Munro's managed to get his way back up to P14 after a drive-through earlier this race.
He's having a cracker. He's actually showed some real good pace, mate.
Cowley's done well as well.
On the screen, mate. These guys are going crazy.
Cowley's done well as well. He's up 15 into P16 at the moment. Craig Healy's up 18 spots. Sean Rigby, he's up 27 spots. 26 now into P7.
Absolute perler. Absolute perler. He's going great guns. And Jake Edwards is having a battle here with his own teammate and with the boys in front of him. And they've been swapping places for the last few laps, and there's no holding back. But the big question is, will Jamie Davis have enough fuel to hold off Blake Fitzpatrick?
Both
going to be a tough call. Cause
both of them in the same boat. They both haven't stopped.
Wow, they're both in the same boat. Imagine Peter Pav catches them both and takes them both.
Well, he's actually dropped 2 seconds over the last 2 laps on them.
This is one of Peter Pav's best performances in a while.
He's done very
well. I haven't seen him this far up pointy end for a long time.
He's done very, very well. Josh King, Marty Hughes now into pit lane, so King's given in and he's had to come into the lane. Tyler Sheep's had a moment too further back in the field. What has happened? I haven't seen him return to track.
Mitch Noble's PC shut down.
Oh, no.
That's why we saw him drop all the way
what a shame.
All the way from the lead position to 0.
Oh, okay. So that was just a slide from Sheep. He didn't actually have an off track. Fair enough.
Yeah. That's a one-handed slide, that is. Gotta be.
He's got the arm on the window. The other hand's drifting the car through the corner.
Yeah.
At the moment, Matty Parker's under pressure.
Having a late attack here?
Oh, quite possibly. Maybe he saved a little bit, but Those tyres
Maybe he's
are
realised
so
he's got
old.
enough fuel, and he's got enough fuel, and he can fight it again because he's caught him up. He was down to 7/10. He's back down to like 6/10.
Quite possibly,
under, and
but his
drifting.
tyres will be hurting right now. Now, his tyres are technically only 3 laps older than Lawford's, but, I mean, this is going to be a struggle if he wants to try and get this done. I mean, Lawford's had the pace over the entire field ever since the first practice session. He's been dominating this whole night of racing, as Levin and Rushworth have had a moment as well. Further back in the field, they're both off the road. So they appear to have had a moment together, Singer, and this has been a night to forget for Brandon Levin.
Yeah, Josh Kidd's got himself a drive-through for an unsafe rejoin.
Oh, so he tried to send Cowie. So he tried to send Cowie. There was then front to rear contact from Cowie to Levin's car. That's then ricocheted him into Rushworth. What an unfortunate moment, but that may very well be a penalty coming Levin's way in this race. So caution number 7 now in the lane.
Looks like Lawford's going to have this. Jamie's a second off him now, and Blake's Fitzpatrick is 6/10 off Jamie. So I think he's got fresh tyres that are absolutely destroying these boys up front.
He does. Much fresher tyres, enough fuel to get home. He doesn't have to save it all. They're having to go around the lap traffic of Tyler Sheaf at the moment.
Yeah.
There's Rushworth over the
Taylor,
radio.
the poor bugger, all the way down in
what a shame.
his second. He was doing so well.
Well, he has just gotten past Rushworth. What's this back and forth between RC and Rushworth right now?
Don't know. Rushworth had a drive-through, but I haven't heard more.
Fair enough.
Matty Parker's working his way back up the field. His fastest lap of the 152, 151. And have a look at this. Jake Edwards is having a great battle tonight. No matter where he finishes tonight, he's going to come out of that race thinking, wow, what a cracker I had, because he's been in the action all night.
So he now puts himself in what could be a possible P2 position here, Sinker. If Davis and Fitzy need to stop. Pav's under pressure now from Parker. Rigby's in there too. Are they going to come together in the final? Davis and Fitzpatrick are in. So this is now the battle for P2 on the road. There's about 10 cars in it. Edwards is now P2. Parker's P3. Pav's P4. Hodgkinson leads the AMs and he's in P5.
This is going to be a massive, massive run to the finish line for anyone in the top 10 at the moment. This is crazy. There's 2 minutes left. And
They're all in it. They're all in it. They're all in with a shout. Lawford's got the win in hand. He's so far up the road. He's not even under pressure. What a strategy play it was from the Project 36 entry.
He's got himself back into the top 3.
He's still there with Parker. Parker's with him. He's been spun round. Parker's been spun round. This could be a penalty to Pav. It's blown up in the back end. Bush is gone as well.
Man. Oh, no. Matty Parker is going to be spitting chips after he made all that effort to get himself all the way up to 3rd place.
So this
to be now back into 9.
Could this be a penalty that could go the way of Peter Pavlovic? It'll all be answered very shortly, and all of a sudden, Scott Weston and Callan Hodgkinson are battling for P3 on the road tonight. This is now released Jake Edwards into P2. He's got plenty of gap, 2.7 seconds and a lap car in between. What a race this has been for them. This has now dropped Matty Parker all the way back to P9 as Pav is still fighting here with Rigby, but he just looks like a man who's taking a little bit too much space on track. He's just trying to save everything, and he's over-attacking and over-defending.
He's, you know what? The guys that were on the bottom screen fighting all evening tonight and made themselves all the way to the front screen. So they've got Angus Lawford's got 15 seconds. He's saying catch you later, like a garacha, doing a bit of a dance and everything. And these boys now, Jakey's got it in the bag, but it's still Callum Hodgkinson and Scotty Weston. They've been fighting all night, and now they're fighting for the top steps.
Stephen Banks in the chat saying, don't think that was Pav's fault. I don't necessarily think it was Pav's fault as Rigby's had to come into the lane. I just think that, it can go either way, whether it was Pav's or Parker's fault. There's a possibility that Pav still gets a penalty. It's not going to be a lane travel, he's going to finish inside the top 10 at this point. But it could be a points penalty if he were to get one, which he has just redressed back to Matty Parker. Oh, no, he hasn't. They're still battling. They're still going at it side by side. And Pav looks to almost lose it off the road. He's collided with Ben Brook.
He's lost it. Oh, no.
That's cost them both.
Oh, Brooksy, I mean, Banksy, you are spot on, man. This race has had everything. Everything.
This has
Action
been,
from the front to the back.
This has been some of the wildest, and this has been the wildest final couple laps of a race I've called in a long time.
It was in the Wild West, not out there in Aragon in Spain.
I know. We got to call out. There's been some incredible drives tonight. Hodgkinson into the top 10. Edwards as well. Weston and Healy for a double EWR top 10. This could be insane. Munro could be on for his first top 10 and his first Podium here tonight. Gallen's back in the 10. Davis somehow survived inside the 10, as well as Fitzpatrick. What else could you ask for, ladies and gentlemen? At a Tuesday night, Warner Brown Tools V8 Supercars Series, you've had strategy, you've had battles, you've had chaos, you've had controversy, but only one driver has survived them all. Only one driver has toppled them all. Project 36's Sim Riggs Angus Lawford comes home in P1 after an intense 40 minutes on the road. Jake Edwards round the final corner, 12 spots up from where he started. He is going to come home in P2 with his teammate Callan Hodgkinson. P1 in the AMs, P3 on the road, up 14 spots. What a race. Weston and Parker in the 5. Healy, Munro, Gallen, Davis and Fitzpatrick will make up your top 10. What a race, Sinker. What a way to start round 4.
That was unbelievable. Matty Parker ended up getting a penalty as well for
Ben
failing
Brook,
to hold plates in all that as well.
Ben Brooks also crossed the line in P10. So he's actually gotten past Fitzpatrick as well.
Whew. That is going to be some race to unpack. And I'm telling you right now, I've got a feeling that we're going to be busy next Monday, Hamish.
I was going to say, you know how we only had 2 tickets yesterday? We were saving them for next Monday.
Oh, my God.
What a race. What a race. That is
828. Who's 828? He's got a post conversation with
828
control.
Is Sean Rigby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
828 having a conversation. All right. Man, what a race. I hope the viewers enjoyed it as much as me and Hamish did. That was absolutely cracker.
That was one of the wildest races of the season. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was. This was the Wild Wild West, man. That was just that was off its nut. The man
after all that, Sinker,
I can't wait to see how long this race report is. This race report's going to be a full page.
After all that, we only have 3 drivers to talk to because we have an AM on the overall podium.
Oh, actually, after all that, Blackout, QPR, OPR have got themselves 2 on the podium.
They do. Edwards and Hodgkinson and an AM win.
And they were really looking like just making the top 10 with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And a bit gutted for Jamie Davis. That's the 3rd time he's lost the race lead due to strategy.
Well, what a race it was. Cowie saying it was crazy at the back. It was crazy up the front as well, Cowie. Don't you worry. I mean, look at this evasive action from our winner tonight, Angus Lawford. That was at turn 1. Yeah. He had to take ultra evasive action. I mean, what a race. Feature results up on your screen now for race number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Angus Lawford takes home P1 on the road for Project 36, with Jake Edwards P2 for Blackout OPR and Callan Hodgkinson P1 in the AMs, P3 overall tonight. Yes, Tyson?
Who's our M winner? Sorry?
Callan Hodgkinson. So we only need the top 3.
So it's cool.
Scotty Weston, Matty Parker in the top 5. Craig Healy, Will Munro, John Gallen, Jamie Davis, and Ben Brook make up the top 10. Blake Fitzpatrick, Blake Urquhart, Daniel Clutterbuck, Mark Houghton, and Martin Lipsky finish out a top 15. That's a good finish from Lipsky. P4 in the AMs tonight. Hayes, Rigby make up the top 17 with Rushworth just in behind them. As we move back to Jeremy Bush, Brandon Levin, Brad Mays, Andrew Cowan, Michael Quash, Kurt Nommensen, Peter Pavlik, Jacob Traynor, Josh King for the top 27. That's a big loss for Bush back in P19 over some of these front runners here tonight. Marty Hughes, Brett Taylor, Tyler Sheaf, Brad Anderson, Mitch Noble, Michael Schroeder, Mick Clifton, and James Parfitt rounds out our grid here this evening.
Banks is teasing me. I need to get someone in there to spot for my boys and get their strategies right because they're just ballsing them up at the moment. But you know what? It's all love and war. It's awesome and it adds to the action, doesn't it, Hamish? It's like these guys tried to make it on one stop and they were what, 2 laps short, 3 laps short, whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean it was
They
barely
were going a bit
anything.
more.
If they had another, so
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
if they had another safety car probably before the final 10 minutes, or if that safety car went another lap, they could have made it home. It was incredibly close.
Yeah, that was. But you know what? Awesome driving out there. It was so much fun to watch. It was the wild west, especially mid and backpack. But even the front boys, just action left, right, and centre. That was well done. Hats off to the boys. 35 guys out there battling for every single position out there tonight, which was sensational. There's nothing short of what we expect from these boys every week, eh?
No, that's right, mate. That's exactly right. They've done an exceptional effort here tonight. We're going to start our podium chats by chatting to both of our Blackout OPR drivers to get onto the podium this evening. Our AM winner, Callan Hodgkinson, as well as Jake Edwards. Boys, a double Blackout OPR podium tonight with Callan, you taking out what feels to me like your first AM win of the season. You can correct me if I'm wrong, or your first AM win of the year. But, boys, what a race. That was absolutely hectic and chaotic from our end. A race you definitely got to watch back. What was it like in the cockpit?
Yeah, me and Jake both didn't really do much practice, so definitely take that result. I did my first lap of the race, so it was pretty hectic through the field. Don't know how we got up to where we did, but good race.
At any point, did you guys think you're going to get up the pointy end?
I suppose, but then it just was up and down. And once we got that second safety car, I knew it was safe for fuel. So, yeah.
Well, you guys had a great battle in mid-pack. You guys went progressed from battles on the small screen in the mid-pack to actually getting up the pointy end for the action as well. So I'd suggest that the sponsors would have been stoked to get you off the little screen to the big screen.
Oh, 100% they would have been.
Jake, you've had some good racing out here. How are you feeling in the car, mate? Are you starting to settle into it and starting to feel the groove?
Yeah, it took me a while to get back into the settle around Aragon because the new COD came out, so that's all I've been playing. And then I full forgot that we had a race on tonight. So that first race, I think it was the 11-lap race. That was my practice race, just to get used to it.
So you're doing one of my tricks, mate. Practice is P1, quali is P2, and race is P3.
Yeah, exactly right. That's pretty much how it goes.
Well,
I love it. I love it.
What was it like? Just quickly, Singer. What was it like battling
exactly what I was going to say. What was
some
it
of this
like out
carnage? Because there was cars off left, right, and centre, but you guys seem to have survived the majority of it. Just you as well, Callan. I mean, we saw some drivers really starting to bang doors and get heated in that battle for P3. What was the mindset like? And how many stains are on that driving seat at the moment after surviving that over the last 5 minutes?
Cold brown.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic. Trying to keep the thing balanced in the rear end was pretty exciting. So, but yeah, just sort of ended up with a good battle. It was about 5 of us, and I knew it was going to end in tears for someone, and they sort of come together, and I come through and managed to. I was happy with my pace considering the amount of practice I've done. So I'll take it. It's a good win and good bag of points.
Not bad balance for a guy with one leg at the moment.
That's it. It was good to have Jake here around me too, and actually stay around him for a bit.
He's doing better than the guy out there with only one hand sinker.
Chiefy.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you know what? You gotta love it all. You know what? I love the effort you guys go to, and Callum, hats off to you, mate, to go to all this effort. And I know you're bored, and that's why you're out there racing, and because you got nothing else to do because you got a busted leg. But to get out there and get used to it with one leg is an amazing achievement on its own, mate. And to get a top step of the race as well as getting first step for the AMs, mate, that's amazing. It's well done, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Well,
all right,
guys,
keep you up, boys.
Let us know.
On track.
Yep, that's right. Let us know who helps get you out there. Anyone else you both want to give a shout out to? Cal, P1 for the AMs. I reckon it has to go to you more so than Jakey for getting P2 because he's used to getting podiums at this point.
No, I'm not. Don't lie.
Yeah, well, I'll shout on out. Thanks to you guys for the broadcast. SRW for the league. Blackout OPR, Blackout Electrical Solutions, simrigs.com, Palmerston Bakery, Destruction Sim Supply, Stunt Scenery, DSL Painting and Decorating. And a quick shout out to me missus Loretta for letting me come here without me getting the brow too much. Thanks, guys.
Very good, boys. Thanks for coming to have a chat to us. Best of luck next week when we go racing at Motegi. Look forward to seeing how you go. And Edwards, shoot me up sometime. We'll play some TDM.
Yeah, beautiful. Too easy, mate. We'll do.
Have a good one, boys.
See you, mate.
See you guys.
Well, Sinker, I mean, there's no other way to put it. Just strategic masterclass, pure pace, pure dominance. Unlucky not to win in race number 1, but race number 2 has gone the way of Angus Lawford, mate. Project 36, I think, should be renamed to Project Fuel Strategy at this point. What a play from you to come in so early in the race. But it feels like for you, Angus, it feels like just a kind of a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you come in under an early safety car like that?
Well, to be honest, I had 2 people in my ears being the spotter for that race, and it was just a massive call on to do whatever opposite to Davies. So once we seen that he stayed out, we were like, we'll box and save as much fuel as we could in that first safety car. And I took it easy for the first couple of laps after we went green, just to wait until I could hear the green light from the team saying that we were good on fuel. And from that point, I just really started pushing. And yeah, we got another safety car, and that pretty much just guaranteed us that we'll be getting home. So it was a good call, and yeah, no, that was a lot of fun.
Well, I
reckon Jamie's heart dropped into his pants when he saw you in the rearview mirror take the pit. He would have been thinking straight away, not again.
Yeah, well, the pace wise, the closer I got to the finish, I wasn't sure if they were gonna make it or not without even pitting. So once I got the call saying that there's still multiple laps to go, and I seen how much they were dropping off, I was like, nah, they have to pit.
Yeah, we kind of determined that last safety car probably needed to go 1 lap more, and it would have been still on the really teetering on the edge for them. Just because the amount of time you lose under those safety car laps. I mean, you lose nearly 2 laps under 1 safety car lap, so it's quite a significant drop in the race time. But I mean, this has given you an extraordinary points gain in the championship standings. I mean, you came into this round in P4 in the championship, in behind Gallen, Edwards, and Davis. Now, depending on how, I don't think Edwards did as well in race 1, so you very well could have jumped both Gallen and Edwards, and you would have significantly shrunk the gap up to Davis after he finished P9 in race 2. So you've had a great gain tonight. You've taken the round win as well. What's sort of the strategy next week? Because obviously Motegi can be quite a difficult circuit. I mean, it's another sprint round. Is it just kind of try and do quite well in race 1, but then go for the win in race 2 to try and maximize those points?
For me, I'm always happy with the challenge, so I'm just going to be pushing as hard as I can to get up the front for both races. Overtakes are part of the job, so it makes it more exciting, knowing that I'll have to fight back through if I do manage to get up to the front in the first race. But other than that, yeah, I just want to try and maximize every race that I can.
Well, mate, that's what we love to hear. We look forward to seeing how you go on Sunday night, because you showed some phenomenal pace out there. The only driver to get into the 150s during qualifying and practice. That's a incredible job. Let us know, helps get you out on track. Anyone else you wish to give a shout out to as well, for myself and Sinker and the rest of the league. Congratulations on another round win here this season for yourself and Project 36. And yeah, the floor is yours.
No worries. First of all, I'd like to say it was really good to see 3 SimRig sponsored cars on the podium. Obviously, with Project 36 leading the pack in that aspect. I'd also like to obviously thank the sponsors at simrigs.com, Cataclysm, CC Ford, Shockworks, and Quokka mouse pads. Thanks for you guys supporting us through our journeys.
Well, mate, thanks for coming over chat to us once again. Best of luck on Sunday night. And if we don't get a chance to speak to you, best of luck at Motegi next week.
No worries. Cheers, guys, and thanks for the broadcast.
Thanks, mate.
Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Wow, Sinko. What a race. What a race.
I don't know how you debrief from this sort of race, man. That was just like...
I don't know. Have a rum and take a breath, maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh, mate, I wish I could. I'm on a diet, so I can't even do that. I've got to go back and now watch the back of my eyelids while my body tries to decipher this race and get the adrenaline to stop. But that was some amazing racing. Mid-pack, back-pack, front pack. Strategies involved, just like we expected they would be. And Tuesday night has not disappointed again. It's put on an epic battle. So, you know, like, subscribe, do all those sort of things. We are 9 away from 1,300 subscribers. So, mate, next week's going to be an absolute perler. And there's some plenty of racing to come out the rest of this week as well.
Mate, you're exactly right. You guys do not want to miss the action tomorrow night for the Cooler Master Super Formula Championship. It's also another round of the F1 Shadow Series. We head out to Interlagos for what is apparently going to be a bit of an affair that you need a brolly and maybe some towels for. So
and I'll be there with you again.
You will be. You will be there again with me. It was supposed to be Hutto this week, but we got the late call in that he unfortunately has to miss this week. So you'll be back with me once again, Sinker. On Thursday night for the GR86s, we head out to Winton, which I'm very excited to see how those drivers do out there when yourself and JP are in the booth for that one, Sinker. It should be a phenomenal race. The Legends World Challenge on Friday. We'll be heading out to Mid-Ohio for the short course, so that should be a good test for those drivers as well. And Sunday night, we're back here in Spain for Aragon once again for another sprint round this season of the Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship. So much more to come, though, this season. You guys do not want to miss any of it. As Sinker said, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon as well so you are notified whenever we go racing here on SRW TV, including our Tuesday night Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Series, the Wednesday night Cooler Master Super Formula Championship, the Thursday night Shannon's Insurance GR86 Nationals, the Friday night Legends World Challenge, and the Sunday night Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship. Big thank you goes out to all of our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren Brown Tools, for their continued support on the Tuesday night Supercars Series and the Sunday night Supercars Championship. As well to Cooler Master for their support of the Wednesday night Super Formula Championship, and as well to Shannon's Insurance for their support on the Thursday night GR86 Nationals. As well to our other series sponsors, NeuroPower, DSL Rail Services, Shunt Scenery, and Groom Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, which can be seen on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia during the news, interviews, and other studio segments as well. But for myself, Hamish Munro, and Steve Sinkovic alongside, once again, we appreciate your time, appreciate you being here with us for round 4 of season 4 of 2024 of the Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Series out at Motorland Aragon. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for more Cooler Master Super Formula Championship action. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation.